If you've been wanting to invest in Africa and you are among those who don't want to bear a lot of risk, this video is for you. For in this video, I'll be sharing with you a golden secret. And I can assure you, goal getter, that if you take it seriously, it can actually change your life for good. You won't see this anywhere else. This is something that I've actually taken time to study, analyze, and I finally came to the conclusion that it is actually highly needed in Africa. So I am referring here to 6 of rare plants that are not only very lucrative, but also they are of very high medicinal value. You know, goal getter, when you involve yourself in a scarce commodity, you hold significant influence over the market and you can set prices and terms at your convenience. And this therefore gives you leverage over your competitors. That is, if there is any at all. And you know, the most amazing part is that in turn gives you some sort of monopoly power, if you know what I mean. Before we get into the video, the one thing I want you to have at the back of your mind is the fact that scarce commodities generally have higher profit margins. Imagine you own the last bowl of popcorn at a cinema, or you've got the only ice cream truck available in a sweating desert. Not only you have something everyone desperately wants, but you also have the power to decide how much it costs. So goal getters, before we dive into this video, I would advise you get your pen and paper to take down every bit of secret I'm going to be giving you in this video. That said, let's get straight into the points. Now, goal getter, the first seed I'll be talking about here is no other seed than the moringa seed. Remember, I made a video on the moringa plant and you all loved it. But do you know that moringa seeds are very rare and miraculous? It is actually called the miracle plant. So you can imagine the value of its seeds. Remember, in that video, I let you all know that the moringa plant is one of those plants that every part of it is consumed and is actually of very high medicinal value. That is, from the leaves to the branches and to the roots, every part of the moringa plant is important, and the seed is not an exception. And remember, I told you that the moringa plant, the more it is harvested, the more it grows. So this is some plant that generates a lot of money, for it's got a lot of benefits, amongst which we could find a lot of fiber, a lot of protein, amino acid, and it is gluten-free, amongst others. This is just a few. Now, if you didn't know, the moringa seeds are very, very scarce and treasured by a lot of people. You know, this plant is highly cultivated in India, and in Africa we've got Ethiopia that is trying, but in the rest of Africa, especially West African countries and East African countries, the moringa plant is so much needed. And you know, goal getter, the moringa plant has got a lot of potential to do well in Africa. It can do very well in arid regions where other plants struggle to grow. So if you're in a country like Niger, where the climate is so arid and there's irregular rainfall, the moringa plant can do well in your country. If you are in Mali, in Chad, in Somalia, the moringa plant can do very, very well in your country as well. So the moringa plant is actually that plant that survives almost all temperatures, for it does well even in drought. Now, goal getter, since I made a video on the moringa plant, I am not going to be going into a lot of details on this plant, because there is a video where I fully covered the moringa plant, basically everything you need to know about that plant. And a lot of you contacted us requesting for where to get the seeds, but the truth is, I don't know where to get the seeds for you, alright? But the seeds are so rare to find. So if you're interested in knowing more about the moringa plant, do well to watch this video. And if you're interested in getting the seeds, please just do your due diligence and get about it. Now, on to the next seeds. We are going to be talking about chia, the chia seeds. Have you ever been to TikTok and seen how much the chia seeds are hyped on there? From your inner well-being to your physical skincare, the chia seeds are so important. It is actually referred to as the tiny treasure. They could be very tiny, but they are indeed very mighty. Just as the moringa, they are packed with fiber, omega-3, antioxidants, just to name a few. Can you imagine, Golgeta, that the chia seeds were once so valuable that they were used as currency by the Aztecs in the ancient world? That was in ancient Mexico, right? And that used to take place in about the 1300s to the 1500s. So to them, eating chia seeds were just like eating tiny treasures. So it was just like either you are wasting the seeds or you are so fortunate to afford chia seeds as a meal. Now, let's talk vanilla. Now, talking about vanilla, I instantly have this feeling of getting the scent of vanilla. There are just a handful of people worldwide who wouldn't love vanilla. Vanilla is something loved by a majority, alright? It is one of the highly consumed flavors, be it in bakery or in sweet drinks. It is actually one of the most popular and most expensive spices in the world. And remember, I told you from the beginning of the video that anything that is scarce is actually very expensive. Vanilla is so expensive because of its unique flavor used in everything from ice cream to sweet drinks to perfumes to pastries. Vanilla is used everywhere across the globe. Now, vanilla is something that will do very well in Africa because we've got the land to cultivate it. We've got the tropical climate, which is very, very suitable for vanilla. And we've got the cheap labor force for its cultivation because it is actually a little bit labor extensive, alright? Now, the seeds are so scarce in Africa. I talked about vanilla in one of my videos that I'm going to be linking up here as well. And from that video, a lot of people contacted me demanding for vanilla seeds. And honestly, go-getters, I don't have an idea of where I could get vanilla seeds. So I had to refer a lot of people to Madagascar. If you find yourself in Madagascar, you could easily get vanilla seeds because Madagascar is actually the only African country that really produces vanilla. So if you've got that money of yours sitting somewhere and you don't really know what to do with that money, please, goal getter, invest in the cultivation of vanilla. For like I said, we've got the tropical climate in Africa that is very suitable for vanilla, and vanilla is highly exported. So no matter the part of Africa where you find yourself, you can cultivate vanilla in mass quantity and export. Now on to the next, let's talk about the sunflower seeds. The sunflower seeds are so scarce, and you know we need them in Africa. Sunflower oil is one of the best out there, for not only it is a good source of cooking oil, but it is very well used as a health supplement. Do you know that the sunflower seeds can also be eaten as snacks? Yeah, there are some people who love the sunflower seeds so much so that they would eat it as snacks to benefit from all its health properties. And to crown it all, the sunflower oil is very expensive in Africa. And just like the vanilla, sunflower is something that is easy to export, for it is highly valued everywhere across the globe. Now, the reason why sunflower would do very well in Africa is the fact that it is actually drought resistant and it can be grown in a wide range of soils. And here, go getter, not only the seeds are very, very important, but the sunflower is so beautiful. Have you ever taken a picture in a sunflower field? The view is amazing. I once had the opportunity to pass by a sunflower plantation, and I randomly took some beautiful pictures that I wanted to share with you in this video, but unfortunately I couldn't find them anymore. But honestly, the sunflower field is breathtaking. You can just check on the internet and see pictures taken in a sunflower field. They are amazing. Hello, if you've been distracted and you haven't liked this video, this is the time for you to do so. For honestly, if I don't get a lot of likes on this video, I am going to be somehow discouraged to keep bringing you such premium content. Please always endeavor to like our videos, for that's the only way you could notify to YouTube that we are doing something great. I constantly read the comments where you all appreciate what we are doing, but we need to see that through your likes and probably shares. Now, the next seed I am going to be talking about here is something that is not really known by many, but that is one of the most important plants in Africa. This is a plant that has boundless medicinal properties, and I am just going to be naming a few here because, like I said, please endeavor to watch this video right after this one because you're going to be gaining a lot from that video. I wouldn't like to be repeating things that I have talked about already, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to be citing a few properties of this plant. So I am talking here of the bitter kola plant. It is actually a nut. Many people don't know this. The bitter kola plant is actually a tree, a very huge tree that produces some orange fruits that have got about 3 bitter kola seeds in them. Now, the bitter kola is one of the most used plants in the African medicine. That is, the African herbalists use bitter kola a lot. Bitter kola treats glaucoma, that is eye problem. It helps for sexual impotence. It is a good antioxidant, a good anti-inflammatory, amongst others. The bitter kola virtues are a lot. So like I said, you can check the rest in that video. Now, this one might shock you. Do you know that the bitter kola is so expensive that at the peak of its scarcity, a 50 kilogram bag could cost up to $1,500? That is for a 50 kilogram bag of bitter kola here in Africa. That is just to give you an idea of its value. Now, imagine having a plantation wherein you've planted bitter kola trees. Just imagine how much you could make from such an investment. So this is something that people are looking for, the seeds or the nurse plants, but they can't find. It is so rare, all right? And the few people that cultivate the bitter kola are keeping the secret to themselves because obviously they don't want to saturate the market. They don't want to attract new competitors, which is quite understandable from their point of view, isn't it? Now, since you are my goal getters, I am here for you to unleash all these secrets to you. So it is left for you to take action. And I know some people will be saying, oh, why don't you do it yourself? Oh, Evan, how many of those projects have you done? Hey, goal getters, wake up. Am I a robot? I can't do everything, all right? I've got the ideas, the inspiration, and everything in between, but I can't realize all these projects alone. So that's why I would rather share with my peers so that by the time John embarks on this project and Mary embarks on that project and me on my end, I embarked on this project, at the end of it all, we are going to achieve greatness and help Africa as a whole, which is one of my prime motives on the channel. Remember, on this channel, I have taken it as a personal mission to make sure that you attain your financial independence as soon as possible. So if I don't share all these beautiful business ideas with you, whom am I going to share them with? So go getter, please, whenever you're watching my videos, get what you can get from them and take action. I wouldn't be happy for you all to just come and sit and watch. I want you all to take actions thereafter. And the reason is clear already. That's the only way we could change Africa and make it great again. If you know what I mean by again in quotes, right? Now, back to what I was saying. The reason why I would advise you go for bitter kola is the fact that not only it is very lucrative, but it is suitable for tropical and subtropical regions. And you know, we've got all those climates in Africa. Bitter kola is one of those rare plants that is actually full of ancient secrets and powerful remedies. So goal getter, this is some gold that I am putting into your hands. And like I said, it is left for you to take action. Now, goal getter, the next seed or plant I am going to be talking about here is actually one of my best on the list. Now, I'll be introducing to you the bamboo seeds or the bamboo clumps. Now, goal getter, if you didn't know, the bamboo is one of the most versatile plants on earth. It is used for a lot of things, from crafts to construction, to paper production, to even food for some humans and some animals like the panda and you name it. Bamboo has a lot of uses. Do you know that the bamboo plant actually has over 2,000 uses? And for the Indians and the Japanese, it's even claimed to have approximately 10,000 uses, amongst which medicine in countries like China and Indonesia. So bamboo go-getter is something that is so useful. In Africa, for instance, we use it a lot at the level of craft. You will constantly see things like cups, furniture made from bamboo. Another great use of bamboo in Africa nowadays is construction. So the need for bamboo in Africa right now is so high, and people are looking for the bamboo clumps or the nurse plants, but they can't find them. They are indeed so scarce. Now, if you're interested in knowing more on the bamboo go-getter, you know I've always got you covered. I also made a detailed video on everything you need to know about bamboo production, so you can check it here. This video, I am going to be pinning it in the comment section or in the description box. Make sure to watch that well right after this one. And people love bamboo because it doesn't really take time. Do you know that bamboo is one of the fastest growing plants in the world? And the most popular and loved bamboo in Africa is actually the Chinese timber bamboo. This bamboo sells like wildfire in Africa. So go-getter, all these seeds I talked about are so highly needed in Africa from all indication. So if you're in countries like, let's say, Sudan, Mali, Eritrea, Mauritania, Djibouti, Cameroon, where I am, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Uganda, just to name a few, you can actually embark on the cultivation of any of these plants, and I can assure you that you're going to obviously be one of the next millionaires in Africa. Now, go-getter, I also want you to have at the back of your mind that not only you are going to be making a lot of money, but you're going to be helping the society as a whole. And this is because most of them, like you must have noticed, are rare medicinal plants that could really help improve the quality of health, thereby increasing lifespan in Africa and across the world. Why not? For remember, I told you that most of these plants, if not all, are highly exported. You've got something like the moringa plant, for instance, that the pharmaceutical industry and the skincare industry are going to rip it off your hands in no time. A lot of medications and supplements nowadays are made from moringa. A lot of skincare products like soap, mask, and many others are made from moringa. And mark you, they are very expensive. Moringa powder is one of the most expensive powders out there. Now, another reason why you should definitely get involved in the commercialization of these seeds is the fact that rare commodities not only have a high profit margin, they are often considered as good investments because their value tends to increase over time. Now, the big deal here is that scarcity generally indicates that the demand is greater than the supply. And you know, once there's this imbalance in the demand and supply chain, people want it more and they are ready to pay anything to get such commodities. So this is some gold that I am putting into your hands, go-getter. And if you are smart enough, you are going to hurry up to make sure that you'll be one of the first to do this in Africa. That said, I am inviting you to watch this video of mine as well, where I give you a couple of business ideas that you could actually be the very first to start in Africa. Now, go-getter, hope you didn't forget to like this video and make sure to share it with your loved ones, for I would love a lot of people to know about this so that we could all join hands and make Africa a better place. That said, thanks for watching this video. But before we leave, I would like to thank our lovely subscribers who've been supporting the channel and helping it grow. My name is Ervinjik. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.
Turn and walk away.